Hello, today's vlog is going to be unscripted, just a response to the last one. You see, I just kind of got back from PBQ UCLA, Rubik's Cube competition. I don't have time to make a whole vlog, but this is a perfect time for that because I wanted to respond to the last video anyway, so let's do that. Last video I asked you guys to comment a random word, and I'm going to go through that, but I just want to say, so many of you responded to that, which is great. So today I'm going to ask you to like the video to see how many of you respond to that, because that would really help out. Honestly, if you just liked all the videos all the time, that would be really helpful, but you know, whatever. Let's read some of your comments. There were, as I expected, several potato answers, and that's good because that means my theory is close to correct. There are also a few waffles and a few apples and one apple cider, so my food theory is also seeming like it could be close to correct. I see some wheat, corny, cheesecake, jelly bean, tomato, papaya, carrot, taco, pineapple, cheese, blueberry, tea, another pineapple, another apple, one that just says food, and that's all the food ones. But yeah, that's a surprisingly high amount of food. If you were just expecting like a sampling of all the words in the English language, you would not expect that much food. There were also some longer words, and dinosaur came up a couple times. These are just interesting observations. I'm curious as to why they all happened. I don't know if there is necessarily a reasoning, maybe it's just the way human brains work. Some of them seem as that you would expect to be something that the person was doing or thinking about at the time they watched the video, like tasking or tool-assisted speedrunning. Existentialism, I don't know if that has anything to do with what you were doing at that time, but you know, maybe. YouTube, that makes sense. That is the website you're on. And then there were also a fair share of ones which, as I predicted, sound kind of like gibberish or a lot of repeated sounds, like Honolulu, papaya, as I already said, tomato, minutia, I think that's similar. Icicle, neodymium, that one kind of works. Huma huma nuku nuku apua'a, yep. But yeah, it seems like words that have a lot of repeated syllables or similar sounds actually do come up a little bit more often. Maybe not as much as I had predicted, but if you actually factor in all the potatoes in there, that's a pretty good amount. Overall, I think that was a very interesting experiment, and I'm happy I did it because it did elucidate some things for me. And mostly that potato actually seemed to be the most common word as far as single words, and I thought it was really funny. Maybe that's just because you guys like watched the video and then commented potato, but I think that some of you actually commented potato first, because then you would like reply to your comments and be like, whoa, he guessed it, and that was fun. I'm also interested, if English isn't your first language, what did you comment? Because that seems like it would be interesting to know. And I believe like 99% of the words that were commented were nouns. I told you to think of a random word, not a random object, but for some reason all of you, or almost all of you, thought of objects. No one said a verb. There were like one or two adjectives, and mostly they were colors. I don't think I saw any verbs in there, so for some reason when we tell people to think of a random word, you don't think of a verb. So, you know, if you want to seem cool next time someone tells you to think of a random word, just say a verb and you'll be very original. It's like, hey, think of a random word. Oh, pontificate. What? Pontificate. You know, like the verb? You said a verb. Whoa. You'll be really fun at parties if you say verbs. If you guys want to look through the comments of that video, see what you noticed, and let me know in the comments, I'd be interested to see if there was any other observations that I missed. I mean, there's like things that had to do with cubing, which is to be expected because that's what a lot of you are cubers. But yeah, if there's anything else you noticed that the answers had in common, I would be really interested to know that. If someone could do like a statistical analysis of this somehow, that would be amazing. You don't have to, but just saying, just throwing it out there. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time for that. But, you know, if you want to, feel free to. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.